and you really must tune in. He's ironic, iconic, maybe bionic. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing a genius. He's a genius.
What? No. No. This is a story. No. I'm going to give this game a 0 out of 10. That's it. I'm going to go on Metacritic, give it a 0 out of 10, talk about how crap this game is. No, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Michael, you seem to be having a few issues with Destiny there. Is there anything I can do to help?
What? Yeah, you know what, Rob? I do have a problem. This damn game Destiny. Look what they've done. Look. No, it's lack of story. All I got from this game was some crappy pulse rifle that I can't even use. It's just a bad game. I spent £40 on this game, and there's no story there. Virtually no story whatsoever. So what am I supposed to do?
Well, let's have a chat about that. First of all, let's let people know what we're talking about. Destiny from Bungie and Activision is an excellent new game that a lot of people are very confused by, and a lot of people don't really care for. Let's look at why.
Okay, Rob, enlighten me. Please, enlighten me. Tell me exactly what this game's about, because obviously I haven't spent my crappy money on this crappy game.
A lot of people walked in expecting a first-person shooter.
That's what I'm playing, yeah. A first-person shooter, and it's not that. No.
Except that it's also an MMO.
What's an MMO?
Massively multiplayer online game. Think Borderlands meets Halo. Borderlands is a loot fest first-person shooting game where there's a lot of missions, a lot of traveling the same maps, but it's a fairly closed-in, fairly small space. Halo, of course, was a fairly linear, corridor-driven shooter with an epic, overarching storyline and incredible art and designs from Bungie. But if you put the two of them together, what you find is Destiny, a Bungie-style first-person shooter, science fiction designed, very nice graphics, incredibly deep politics, different kinds of alien races, a lot of background to it, but with the loot fest aspects of finding new armor, new weapons, cool new gear, and playing online with a bunch of your friends.
So what about the class system then, Rob? Huh? You've got these humans, these robots, these blue thingies. You've got these titans, these bloody warmongers. You've got these other things, and I can't tell the difference. The story's the same. So explain that, Mr. Wise Guy.
Well, any good multiplayer game is going to need a team to work together. The Titan is your tank. They're a bullet sponge. They will soak up damage. They'll do a lot of damage. They can run straight into the head of battle and take out as much as possible. Your Hunter is more of your ranged fighter. They'll be able to fight from a distance, do a lot of sniping, a lot of outside shooting. A lot of their attacks involve being at a distance. The Warlocks are kind of your mage and healer. They're the ones that would sort of do more magic attacks, a lot of elemental damage, hide around the outsides of the battle, and heal people when they need it if they get taken down instead of forcing them to respawn.
Right. So that means that they've got usefulness then. So tell me then, Mr. Smart Alec, what about the fact that this game itself requires an expansion pack? It requires an expansion pack so you can see more. That's Activision trying to squeeze another dime off of us. Honestly, you know, you pay one price and then they expect you to pay more.
Why, you're not feeling you're getting enough story?
No, of course not. I can barely understand what's going on.
That's because you weren't looking into the Grimoire cards. Now, Bungie wanted to have a very deep story on this, and if you've played Halo, you know that you do a lot of intense shooting, so you'll end up with a nice long cinematic sequence to explain to you everything that's going on. But when you're playing online with a group of 5 friends, you don't want to sit down and put the controller down for 20 minutes while all of you sit around and watch a movie. Therefore, they've kept the in-game story quite brief. However, while you're playing, have you noticed that down at the bottom of the screen, you often see a little thing that pops up that says, new Grimoire card acquired?
Yeah, I've seen those things. They don't mean nothing to me.
Well, those are part of a Bungie.net profile. You go to Bungie.net, you create a profile that you link to your PlayStation or Xbox account, And then you can read through all of those cards. They contain all the information on the arrival of the Traveler, the golden era of man, our expansion to the other planets, the darkness, the collapse, all of the alien races that are now out there trying to fight the Traveler, all of the different kinds of guardians, the ghosts, everything that this world has, all of that background and all that information that you wanted, that you're used to Bungie giving you, is there in those cards. So that when you put the game down, you can pick up your mobile app, either on an iPad or an iPhone, a smart device, log into your app, and you can read those while you're on the trolley to work, while you're on your way to your grandparents' place, wherever you're going.
I'm a gamer. I don't read.
But it gives you all that information you want. When you want a deep story, that's where you're going to get it.
So you're telling me that everything that's about this game, the entire story about what's going on, is basically you just have to link onto Bungie.net using your smartphone?
Yeah. That's it. Using that, or if you want, you can use it on your regular computer too. You can link through a standard desktop computer. Just create a profile, and it'll link to your app. It'll link to your computer. It'll link to your profile. You can check your gear, check your stats, check everything else you want for your character on the go. You can check what bounties are available, see what items that have refreshed in all of the shops in the tower. You see all of it right there in the palm of your hand, so that by the time you get home, you know what missions you want to do with what friends, what loot you want to try and unlock, what guys are selling what, where you need to go.
Well, tell me this, Mr. Smart Guy. What about the fact that you've got so many of these online multiplayer missions, and I can't access most of them because I can't get past level 20?
That's because there was a very not openly stated way of passing level 20. After you've hit level 20, it relies on your gear, not just getting experience from killing enemies. Your experience now goes into things called motes of light that you can spend on higher level gear from either the Speaker or Zur, the Agent of Nine. Outside of that, as there are random item drops or as you collect money, you can buy rare armor and rare weapons that have a blue background. And as you level those up, you'll notice that each of them now has a stat for light along with your strength and intelligence and everything else. That light is what puts up your level. So once you've equipped armor that has a certain amount of light, it'll push you, you'll see that experience bar under your level go up, and then you'll hit 21, 22, and so on. The more you level up the armor pieces themselves and increase their defensive properties, the more light is imbued in them, the higher your level goes.
So you're telling me in order to actually achieve a higher level, I have to basically get these additional bits of armor?
Yes.
But how am I supposed to do that then? I might not be that great of a player. Think about that one.
Well, if you're not that great of a player, there's always the random drops from the enemies as you kill them. They will drop the little soccer ball looking items, engrams. They can have, if they're blue, they will have rare. If they're green, they can be uncommon or rare. And if they're purple, you found legendary, and boy, are you in luck. You take those back to the Cryptarch at the tower, or they will be what they are right away. And then you've got your high level gear. Otherwise, once you start at level 4, you can go and get bounties for the Vanguard. Now, the Vanguards are the 3 guys in the tower that head each of the different clans, the Warlocks, the Hunters, and the Titans. And you can get reputation with them. As you complete bounties, you get reputation and marks. The reputation increases your level within that organization. The marks are currency you spend with your Vanguard leader. So, by starting at level 4 and doing these bounties regularly, you'll be up to level 2 or 3 by the time you're at level 20 in experience, and you'll have enough marks to buy some legendary armor from them. Once you have that, that really starts kicking up your light level. And then you just have to increase the level of those legendary pieces. You'll be up 25 and higher in no time doing that.
Okay, so let me ask you another little question then. Why is it that this game has to be online only? Why can't I actually have a game on disc to play?
Well, the game is available on disc, but you have to have an internet connection at all times. Because, 1, it is a massive open multiplayer world. 2, Bungie is tracking all of your stats. So every little detail, a lot of Bungie fans want that. They want to know what kind of kills have they had, with what weapon. Was it precision damage, or was it just standard body shots? Was it with a machine gun, a grenade? Was it with a rocket launcher? They want all that stuff, and they can't track that if you're not online. So they keep an internet connection active. so that they can keep monitoring that, and so that they can monitor all of the servers and they can keep things running as smoothly as possible.
So I don't see what the problem is. So why are people having such a big problem playing this game?
Because you've got a lot of people who are used to the FPS universe and a lot of people who are used to the MMO universe, and they're not used to mixing them. This is a very unique game they've created. Plus, there was a lot of confusion around the leveling up, around getting past level 20. A big complaint for a lot of the MMO fans is that there is no marketplace or auction house or way of trading, giving, or sharing high-level gear with the rest of their teammates. But Bungie was very intelligent to do it that way. Otherwise, you'd get people that could just play all day, flood all of their friends with high-level gear, and then be able to dominate in PvP and in everything else. This way, you have to earn your gear.
Yeah,
and
I
by
can sell my gear on eBay.
Yeah, you can't, you see? And that way, you also earn bragging rights for the fact that you've got legendary gear and that you've leveled it up as much as you have, because you had to have the luck of the drop or the perseverance to level up with one of the various factions, Vanguard, Crucible, any of the military factions that are in the tower, in order to get those. So you've earned your place in that game. But the complaints come from people who are not as familiar with or not as happy with. Also, a lot of complaints came from people that rushed into the game and rushed through the story, got to the other end of it and went, okay, well, that's it, son. What else is there? Well, it's not designed to rush through. It's designed to explore, take your time, play with your friends. Most of it's in the replayability of playing online with your friends and in getting that new cool gear.
Okay. So if I'm playing online with my friends, I'm getting my new cool gear. What about these extra passes that we've got to pay for? Because in the end, we're just paying more and more so they can basically go and give us extra content. Why is it we have to pay for all this stuff? Because, you know, obviously, if I'm buying a game for £40, I want to actually get that full game, don't I?
Well, a lot of people have got what they feel is their £40 worth out of this game through the player versus player, through the long amounts of time they've played online with their friends, through the cool gear and all the bragging rights they get from it. The reason that they have the expansion passes with the extra money is because they're going to make this episodic. You're going to get more of that story that you're looking for in the in-game side through those expanded pieces. They originally intended to have the full thing in one go at Bungie. Activision wanted to have the 2 expansions that were built in right away so that they could extend this through the holiday season. The first one comes out right around the end of December, which puts them right in prime Christmas shopping time. So a lot of it is heavy marketing, but that's more the business side that Activision likes to handle as opposed to Bungie, who are just about community and developing amazing games. That's why between the two of them, it does actually make a very intelligent business merger.
So explain this then. If I'm basically purchasing a season pass, does that just mean that I get all the DLC for this?
Yes. Your season pass will get you all of the currently available or currently planned DLC that comes out for the game. And a season pass will usually last about a year. And now I'll have to check on that. So I don't know if that's how long this one lasts. I know that the season pass here gets you the 2 that are upcoming. There's one coming in December and one coming in the beginning of the new year. From there, they do intend to continue to release expansions for this game for the next... They would like for it to last for another 10 years. So they'd like to keep adding expansions and adding more pieces to this, which could potentially even lead to adding more planets, more locales, chasing down the darkness. Who knows how far they could go with this. But they're doing that to help give longevity to the game. So they gave you that first chunk, and that gives you an excellent foundation. And then you're prepped and ready with your strike team, with all of your powerful gear to move on to the new one when it comes out. And then you can go through that section of story, and there'll be new raids, new strikes, new missions to do, new areas to open up and explore. So, and lots of new loot to get.
So you're saying to me that basically season passes in DLC is their way so that they can expand the universe and make it a lot more expansive for players to go out there and you know, kind of free roam?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they should call you the insightful console gamer instead of the happy console gamer.
I'm not the happy console gamer, I'm the also ran.
Okay, so I think you've got me sold on this. Now, final part of this review, I think, because we do have an audience. What would you give it in terms of a basically an out of 10 score? Say 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. What would you give this game?
Personally, I've been wanting to give it a 10 out of 10 because I've been just blown away by it. The hype for it built and built and built. Now, you got to remember, I'm a loot fester. I love loot fest gaming. So to me, this game was built for me. You get lots of cool new weapons. You can actually see them. They show up on the screen. Your armor changes as you change armor. You get to explore and explore and explore and explore little caves, nooks, and crannies. This game was made for me. For the average gamer, they're probably going to give it maybe a 6 or a 7. I gave it a 10 because it was like they marketed it to me.
Well, in terms of my playing style, playthrough with story, sound, immersion, and replay value, I'd have to give this game an 8 out of 10. Now, with me, I've played through loads of different various games, giving them kind of a lower score in comparison to Destiny. I don't believe that this game actually deserves a 0 out of 10. Thank you, Metacritic.com. But I do believe that this game has a lot more working for it. The lack of story is kind of one of those things that I know if you go online and you look at the cards and you basically read up as much as you can, there is an expansive story there. And I understand that they wanted this game to be more immersive and multiplayer, but you can't take that away. You know, story is story, and if there's lack of it in a game, that means there's no single player option. And if there's no single player option, doesn't really give you much else to do in terms if you want to play for yourself or play offline. So there's my score. One of the things I would suggest for Bungie, and that's just in my own opinion, I would like the fact that I could actually play with my PS4 brethren, because in the end of the day, not all of us can afford the very nice luxuries of the PlayStation 4, and it would be nice for someone like myself to play with someone like you, for instance, who has a PlayStation 4 and doesn't actually have the game on the same platform as myself. So it would be nice to have that. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our review on this game. And
one more. Can I just give one more little parting shot before we wrap it up? If you are in any way enjoying this game, if you are having fun with it, get on the Bungie forums. If there are things you want to suggest for improvement, get on there and tell them, because that's the other thing Bungie does. They've already changed the way the Cryptarch, the guy in the tower that decodes the engrams, they've changed the way he works based on feedback from the community, because he was completely unfair before, and now they've really leveled that up. They've changed the way that certain of the firearms work, how the difficulty plays, how the enemies are. They listen and they tweak based on what the community wants, because to them, without you, the community that plays the game is nothing. So they make this game for you, and they listen to you. They actually do. So get on there, get on the forums, because all the things that you don't like can change if you explain it well and you put it on the forums.
So there you go, guys, and that's pretty much it from us. And I will basically echo what Robman says here. In the end, everyone who's been complaining about this game, we can understand it's not your cup of tea, but on the same level, there is a lot more here going for this game. You just got to have an open mind to what this game is, and Bungie have said it from the get-go that this is an MMO. It's not just an FPS. It's not one of those games where you can just pick it up, play through a mission or two, and complete the game. I've spent nearly 60 hours of my time on this game as is, and usually a guy like me doesn't have that. I have barely any free time, and I'm spending a lot of it playing Destiny, guys. So make sure that, you know, if you have washed your hands with this game, give it another try. If you feel that you're being wrongly done by this game, go onto the Bungie forums, talk to them about the stuff that's not working, and hopefully they'll be able to take that into consideration and help improve the game, because everything you say goes to improving this game on the long run. Will I basically pay for my expansions? Of course I will do, and we'll make sure that we have another review on this channel for you guys as well. And Rob, you've got your own YouTube channel, haven't you now?
Yes, I've actually I've started streaming on Twitch, so Twitch TV /RobManWorld, and also YouTube /RobManWorld, all one word. So mostly now it's the archives of the Twitch streams. I put those up on my YouTube channel for people that want to check them out. It's mostly Destiny right now. I have no idea why. There will be other bits. I'll do some vlogs. I'll do some reviews. I'll do some other bits and pieces on my own as well. So yeah, you can find those there if you like.
And it's good. Very enjoyable channel as well. And it's actually kind of psyched to have this guy on my review thing with me today. You know. And
don't forget Happy Console Gamer.
Yes, of course. The show that started it all. So there you go, folks. There's our review for you. If you like it, just leave a comment at the bottom. Click on the subscribe button, of course, as well. And always, to quote Xander Scully in Happy Gaming, and this is Michael Burhan and Rob Man saying that we've got gameplay. Have you?
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.